Hello, I'm Derek Smalls, and you're watching, or listening, or both, to Rock Shop Live with Eric Broadbent. He's the Bent Broad.
You're watching Rock Shop Live, brought to you by Stewart Travel Guitars. See the incredible Stowaway travel guitar at stewartguitars.com. Microphones for Rock Shop Live are provided by Rode Microphones. Now, for Music Gear Network, here's your host, guitarist Eric Broadbent.
All I can handle, way up high on the mantle. Have we seen enough to never seem to feel what's come to be?
Test 1, 2. Let me just check my headphone jack here. 1 sec. Check 1, 2. Lost it. Check 1, 2. There we go. Holy cow. Lots of volume now. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday evening to you. Yes, a headless guitar. We're playing the Stewart Stowaway guitar. I thought we'd start off the evening with this one for the sole fact that Stewart's guitars have a special on the red version of this guitar right now. You have a bit of a surplus in stock on that guitar for $5.99. It's $80 off the price. This guitar is a really fun guitar to play, so I thought we'd kick off the evening with it. Let's say hi to a bunch of people. I have to bring down the volume of my headphones just a little bit. I have my gate set just a little too high. I'm using a new mixer tonight. I'm not 100% set up with it yet. You can see behind me, just behind, break that gray thing back there. That's the Line 6 Stagescape M20D. It's not actually intended for the purpose I'm using it here this evening. It's more of a live, a live band, live PA environment type of a mixer. So you can't really use it for streaming. So I'm still using it in conjunction with my Presonus over here as well too. I'm gonna just fix that gate because I got my gate chopping a little too often here. Give me one quick sec. That should be somewhat better. Yeah, that works. That's a little bit better. Awesome. So let's say hi to a whole bunch of cool people that jumped in. Alex Radford is here. 6 strings and 10 fingers is here. Garry Davlin is here. Brad Miller is here as well too. 6-string Bryants. We got a couple 6 strings in the house. Joe Hervey is here. Scott Connor is here as well too. My beautiful Butterfly and Ladybug show. Let me see here. Gary Tholander is here. Gary, let me see here. I say Gary, but there's someone else here, that one of my other buddies that has the same mixer as well too. Edwin Crane is here. Let me see. Rob F is here. Nice to have you here. I'm going to bring that gain back there, that gate back just a little bit more. Half Ace is here as well too. 1 sec. Check 1, 2. That's somewhat better. Yeah, like I say, I'm not 100% sold yet on how I've got everything set up on the Line 6 mixer, but the cool thing, what I was doing earlier at the top of the broadcast here, if you notice I was hitting buttons over here to play stuff, instead of playing songs off of my Windows 10 computer through my old mixer, I'm actually playing my songs on an SD card that's placed inside the Line 6 mixer. So that's pretty cool. One of the things that I really wanted this mixer for was the fact that I could have some compression, some gates, and things of that nature. Because this microphone is a gain hog. It really needs a lot of gain, and I just could not get that out of the Presonus mixer without an additional hiss. So, 1 second here. Jump over here. Thrash and Metal Riffs is here. Mark Taylor is here. See if I missed anybody else. Ron Limber. Gary Tholander, I think I mentioned you already. Mike as himself is here. Carlo Santin is here. And he says he's jamming away on his Helix as well, too. And yeah, a bit choppy. Okay, now let me just see. Ask if that's choppy in audio or video. Go. I'm going to see if I'm going to turn off that gate completely for a sec. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? Let's try another mic here for a sec. And you guys and girls are kind of my learning team here this evening as well, too. This is one of the first broadcasts I've done with the new mixer. So I'm going to try a condenser microphone here. 1 sec. Check 1, 2. That might be a little bit better. 1, 2, 1, 2. We'll go with that one. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go with that. I normally don't use a condenser microphone in here in the studio, but in this case here, this one's sounding a little bit better tonight, so I think maybe we'll go with that. How's that sound to you guys? Does it sound a little bit better using the NT1 here, the condenser microphone? We'll go with that one. And Joe Hervey says, where'd the headstock go? And hopefully you guys got a shot when I showed you the backside where the tuners are. They're right there. Really nice gear ratio. And, okay, I'm going to say to Sandra here, okay, good. She's saying it's better now as well, too, so that's fantastic. So, yeah, there's the gear ratio on this guitar is absolutely incredible. Like, I'll watch this. I'm in drop D right now. Okay, nice. Watch the range I have back here. I mean, I've got like 5 steps of range I could go. It's almost like a trance drum, almost in a way. I mean, you can the amount of range you have on the tuners is just insane. Bring it back. So there's no reason why you can't drop down to D or anything with this thing. It's absolutely fantastic. There we go. Back up into E right now. All right, but we're gonna kill that for now. Let's just mute that for a sec. The nice thing is I've got both my Helix rack, I've got Helix floor. I've got a dynamic mic over here, condenser mic over here, another one of these guys over here, if I can bring it in and show you, all hooked up into the Line 6 mixer. Got the Rode Pod mic. I mean, we're all running into that same mixer, and it's absolutely fantastic. I can actually run it on my iPad as well, too, with, I don't have the optional accessory yet. It's a, like a typical USB wireless Wi-Fi dongle. I got to pick up one of those, and I can control the audio right from my iPad, which is great. So I don't have to turn my back to you guys, girls, instead of fiddling with things over there. But I'm really liking it. It's got about a 7-inch color screen on the top of it. The sad thing is, this is something now that's been around for a long time from Line 6, so I'm not really encouraging everybody to rush out and buy one because they're either discontinued or they're discontinuing them in the near future. It's just something I wanted to try and see if this would alleviate some of my problems. And I'm getting there. I'm just not 100% sold with my live mix yet. I'm sold with my Helix tone. There's no question about that. It's just the mixer. The Presonus is probably going to be the one I'm going to be keeping for the longest time. I tried the Rodecaster Pro mixer, which is phenomenal. Rode sent that to us, and it is made for one purpose only. If you want to be a podcaster, you want to interview people, some phone calls or that kind of thing, it is the best of the best out there. I mean, for the money, anything under $1,000, it's the best of the best. Anything under $600 or $700, it's the best of the best. But it's not a musician's mixer where it does not have the user friendliness for me to plug a Helix into it, because what it's made for is each of the microphone inputs on it have a bit of a template or a I guess a template is the best way to go with it, and you can't really go with a non-template. They could probably do that in future firmware editions. And that's something that I've suggested to them that maybe they could do in the future is turn off the templates. It's cool. They'll have a template for an NT1. They'll have a template for, a Procaster like I have over here. By the way, that's still on. I should turn that off. Look at that in a second. And then they've even added some templates for competing products too, like Electro Voice, the RE20, which is one of the industry standard broadcast microphones and radio and things like that. But they don't have a non-template. So that, I told them, I said, I just can't use it for my live shows. It's great if I want to do interviews, which are probably 80% of my shows here, streams, but maybe even 75, and the other 25% of these type streams were jamming, talking, all that kind of stuff, and I have to have something where I can plug my Helix in and be conducive with the mix. So it looks like either a combination of the Line 6 and the Presonus, or just strictly the Presonus. I can't use the Line 6 on its own, as I mentioned. It's not a streaming mixer. So I was wondering how one of my buddies, he was always saying he ran his into an interface. I'm like, well, why would you do that? Why can't you just stream it on your own? Then I realized it's not a streaming mixer. It's not a full duplex back and forth in real time out to your computer and out to YouTube. Now, if I was to multi-track on it, I could send all those tracks individually to the computer into, like, say, Logic or any kind of DAW like that, Pro Tools, GarageBand, I'm assuming maybe something like that, but it's not to and from full duplex in the live streaming environment. And even if you could get it to do that, the latency would be to the point where, you'd hit a note and, 30 seconds later you'd hear the note attack, right? So we can't have that. So we're talking a little bit about guitars tonight. We're going to be showing you probably can't see it behind me, but we're going to look at the Line 6 Helix, the backpack for Helix, which works for both Helix floor and LT. And actually, you can stick your stomp in there as well. We're going to take a look at that. I had to pack up a lot of stuff because I had a Helix clinic that got bumped from last week to 2 weeks coming up here in a couple weeks in December. First, I think it's the first Tuesday in December. I'll be doing a Helix clinic, so I want to get something to protect the Helix. I didn't want to bring my rack out as a rack. You can see behind me back with the Breaking Bad action figures. Hang on, there's a couple questions as well too. So I wanted to protect my Helix. We're getting some snow up here from time to time. Did not want to bring the Helix out in a blanket and look kind of silly. So I've got the Helix backpack, and it is a fine piece of luggage. We're going to have a look at that in a second as well, too. So I'm going to put the Stewart down, but just want to remind you, this is MusicCritic.com voted this guitar the world's best, the #1 travel guitar. Full-size neck on it. It comes in various configurations. Mine happens to be humbucker single. But as I mentioned too, Jim has a fantastic deal right now, $599, which is $80 off the regular price on the red ones. Keep in mind, red ones, he has a bit of a surplus of red ones. He's not a ton, but he's got a few, so there's an option to get a good deal and not save $80. It comes with a deluxe kind of a Perloid type pick guard. And if you want to get humbucker, you can always talk to him about that. There'll be a slight upcharge for the humbucker, or you could go 2 humbuckers or whatever you want. He'll quote you on that. But the fantastic thing about this, check this out. I'm gonna loosen off the nuts on the back here. No other guitar can do this. I mean, not to this style. Hopefully I can get this last one here. My hands are extremely sweaty right now, so. I probably can't get it. Anyways, neck pops off, sticks right in here, and the whole guitar breaks down to that size, but smaller than a pizza box. Let's try that again, see if I can get it. I'm too sweaty. Darn it. Oh, there we go. I got it. The mistake where a lot of people would go with these is they grab a pair of pliers or something and tighten it up super, super tight. You don't want to do that. You just put it finger tight. Okay, and then there's the patented quick connect. That. Take it off. There you go. Guitar's all put away. All ready to go. Goes in the bag. And you might think, well, with those strings, you just pop it back over, pop it on, a slight tuning, and you're ready to rock. All right, so I see some questions. One's a couple that were funneled to me from Sandra. Renee Garcia says, what are you using to process your guitar? Line 6 Helix. That's all I use. I don't even use guitar amps anymore. Strictly Helix. You can see it back there with the action figures. I'm using Line 6 Helix rack. And of course, I use stomp and floor as well too. But that's my main setup. And then down by my feet, which you can't see, I'm using the Helix Control, which is the foot controller for Helix. Brian Miller. Is that Brian or is it Brad? She says, Brian Miller says, if I was still traveling as much as I used to, I would definitely get that travel guitar. The cool thing is, though, don't think of it as a travel guitar. One of the nice things, even if you're not a frequent flyer or a person that travels a lot for work, even if you want to, maybe once a summer, you go camping with a family and you want to bring a guitar with you, that is the guitar for you. And what I do a lot of times, too, that's my house guitar that I bring around all over in the house. If I want to go noodle out on the couch, sometimes I leave it out in the living room. It's got a flat bottom. Let me show you that again. The bottom is flat, so it makes it very easy to stand on the floor. You may not be able to appreciate it here. I'll try to show you at an angle if I can. It's a very, very flat bottom. So it stands up against a wall, stands up against a coffee table or the couch, and that's one of the things where it's just easy. It's very easy to stick in small spots. So it's not necessarily the one that you always have to bring on the plane with you, which you can. It's just it goes with you everywhere guitar, and if maybe you want to noodle around, you want to bring like your $3,000-$4,000 PRS or Les Paul out there and bang it around. You bring one of these guys out there that plays pretty damn good compared to like a really expensive guitar at 3 or 4 or 5 times its price. It really rivals that. That was the questions there. Okay, so it was Brad. Yeah, she said Brian, but it's probably just a typo. So Brad Miller. Because I don't remember seeing a Brian Miller here as well. Continue on. Joe Hervey. Where'd the headstock go? Awesome. See if I missed anybody else here. Steve Lockram is here. Very, very nice. Phil Mosley was here for a little bit. He had to take off. He has other engagements. I think he has a guitar show or something tomorrow. So very, very nice. I appreciate the support. Yep, we got it. Thank you. I'll say thank you. It is actually hot in this office tonight. That's maybe a good thing. That's maybe a good thing. It's cold out, but it's hot in here, and I like that. Okay, so let me see if I missed any other comments down below. It's just nice to have everybody here on a Saturday evening. I really appreciate it. I'm live this evening because I'm working on a project for a client, and I'm a little bit ahead of the schedule. Had I not been on schedule or ahead of the schedule, I wouldn't have been able to go live tonight. I'd be working all night tonight. But so far, things are going good. So it allows me to pop on the broadcast here and jump in. Something that I'm not 100% comfortable with, but it is what it is. We can't change these things. The Creator Studio for you YouTubers out there that do broadcast or do anything on YouTube, it's out of beta now. So I'm not one for change. I'm not a person for change much. And as YouTube was graduating from they're bringing out beta of the new Creator Studio, I would always go revert to classic all the time, just because I was so comfortable with it. And they would always ask you reasons. They'd say why, something broken, whatever. And it's just like, I wish there was an option just go away, and I could keep the old classic while we're forced into the new version now. And actually, I don't mind it too much. I'm getting my way around it now pretty good. Obviously, this is actually an important thing too for you guys and girls out there that do live streaming, or I shouldn't even just say that. It has nothing to do with just live streaming. Anyone that's out there that has content on YouTube, make sure you are updating your policies on your channels for COPPA, which is, the FTC's new, and they've kind of had a lawsuit and an agreement with YouTube for data they collect from, younger individuals, minors. Right. And they don't want to be, it has a lot to do with advertising, because young kids can't tell the difference between, if someone's showing a Lego set and whether, you know, it's an advertisement or they're just playing with it and showing you the cool Lego, kids don't know how to decipher that. So there is some kind of back and forth fighting between the FCC and YouTube, and apparently there's a big settlement. So that's passed down to us as content creators. And what is a content creator? That's anybody who puts content up on YouTube. So it's very, very important that you check off those things. If it's really simple, if your channel is not a channel for kids, and this was something that was a very fine gray area for me, and probably for a lot of us. I don't make content for kids, but my content is kid friendly, if that makes sense. Now, I mean, it's very, very rare that you'll hear me swear on the channel here. So my content is safe for kids, but it's not made for kids. I'm not showing puppets. I'm not showing toys. I'm not, I'm not doing toy reviews, right? So what I did is I marked my channel at the channel level, which is easiest. You go into your settings and you say you want your channel to be not made for children. Now, it's easier to do that because it'll go back and do all your other videos. And I just hit 700 uploads the other day, so I've got a lot of videos. So I blanketed them all as not made for children. And then let's just say for some reason that one day I get some cool music gear in and I also get a toy in and I want to show it off to an audience, I could mark that video made for children, and I could say that kind of thing. So make sure you're doing that because they can shut your channel down. You can only get it so long to do that before you follow their policies, and then they'll take enforcement on you, whether they delete your channel or blah, blah, blah. So very, very important. Long story short, that's all part of the new, the Creator Studio as well, too. They'll force it on you, so pay attention to that for sure. Let's continue on in the chat. And I apologize if I'm sniffing just a little bit warm in here. Thank you, Scott, for he says, nice tone. And Scott, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. Junior and I have been watching the newest season of South Park. And there's so much Towley in this episode, in this season. So every time I hear, oh God, I can't do the voice, but you sound just like him. You do a great Towley. Continue on here. We'll do some more playing tonight as well too. Brian says, is that song using the B a Phrygian mode? No, it's not. Nope. Let me see here. Thrash metal. Yes, the fine tuners on the bridge. I'm way behind in the chat. Boy, oh boy, am I behind in the chat. Let's just scroll right down. So David Ennis is here. Howdy, David. Christopher. Yes, nice. That's an old editing trick. That's right. I wish it was an editing trick. I don't have time to do the live editing. Let me see here. This is jump right down. Rick Hefner is here. All right, so how about we do this? How about we jump over and have a look at the Helix backpack? And this is something I recommend greatly. And we'll show you what it can do, what is composed of. It's like pro grade luggage for sure. So let's have a look here. Let's grab it. See if I can do this without moving too much here. Now it's going to be very heavy because I've got a lot of stuff in it. Okay, and I'm not trying to be tough here. I'm trying. Oh, I can lift this thing. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have a hard time lifting this as one hand, but I'm going to try without killing myself. Okay. All right. That was actually a scream of pain. All right, so what we got the Helix backpack, and just to kind of give you a bit of information on the tag, Helix backpack for use with Helix floor processor, floor or obviously LT, luggage grade construction, stowable backpack straps. I'll show you that in a second. Closed cell. It's hard to see here without glasses. Closed cell foam padding for maximum protection. For your pleasure. Rugged carrying handles. See, that would be not for children. And ample room for cables and accessories. Okay, barcode, all that stuff on the back. So the actual meat and potatoes is this portion right here. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do this carefully. And I'm telling you, we're talking good quality, like when you buy a really good suitcase, like a cloth type suitcase, not a solid one, but listen to that. You wouldn't hear that on a dynamic microphone. Right, so Helix fits inside here. See if I got a little bit more room here. I'm gonna try to do this without dropping the Helix. So you can see how a Helix fits in there. Solid as all can be. Super padded foam here, all the way around the bottom as well too. And it fits like a glove, solid. Do that back up. Now here's the funny thing. I swear Line 6 is thinking ahead of themselves, 10 steps ahead of themselves. Helix came out years before Stomp. This backpack came out years before Stomp. Or considerable time before Stomp. Look at the top up here. You want to see something cool? Look at this. There's my stomp. Boom. Fits like a glove. I mean, what was that made for? I mean, a ham sandwich would fit in here nice with a room for a granola bar, but it fits stomp like it was made for it. By the way, if I use this for NAM, I might do just that. A ham sandwich and a granola bar. Then again, maybe I'll just bring stomp and I could fill the inside of the backpack with like a box of pizza, you know, all kinds of stuff. We'll see. There's all kinds of possibilities. But down in here, here's where you've got all kinds of room. All right. And I'll show you what I have in here for now. You could put a laptop in here, no problem. MacBook, PC, whatever you want. Now I'm going to be careful because I got a bunch of stuff going to fall out. I'll just pull it out and I'll show you in pieces. My power cord for my Helix. My power supply for Stomp. One Theriault Planet Waves cable. Because 2 are not needed with the Theriault Planet Waves cables. 150-foot Line 6 L6 link cable. It looks like an XLR cable, but it's different. These are rated at a 100 ohm resistance. What that'll let you do is instead of running, you know, XLR cables or 1/4 inch cables or all kinds of crazy stuff to and from your Helix to your other devices, whether it be power cab or mixers that are compatible, you can use one cable that will send all your data from Helix to the device. And especially with the newest firmware, and Helix will let you remote control power cab, which is very cool. So there's a 50-foot L6 link cable. I got some more. What do I got in here? I have a Variax VDI cable, which allows me to hook up my Variax guitar to Helix, and that way you can control everything. And I think that's it. So you can still see the size in here. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark. Am I lifting it? There we go. I wish I had a better lighting system to see that. So there's that. So all that stuff fits in there. I'll throw it back inside. Try to close it back up. We'll talk about some other stuff that's coming up with some giveaways. Getting bigger and bigger every day. Oh, and there's pouches inside too, like business cards. And try to see. It's very hard to show, but there's some spots inside for business cards. There's a zipper pouch on the inside as well too. I mean, all kinds of whatever you want to put in here will fit. And this is easily a good enough size, small enough size that you can stick it in the overhead luggage compartment on the airplane. I tried, and I was really hoping that the Stewart travel guitar would fit in here. It almost does. So close, about an inch away from fitting in here. That would have been like the ultimate rig for me, because when I'm doing my Helix clinic here in less than 2 weeks, I'll bring in the Stewart Stowaway guitar with me as well too, because I'm trying to get the dealer down there as well to pick up that line. It would be great to have. But anyways, on the back, we talked about the stow. It's kind of funny. We're talking stowaway with the travel guitar. The backpack straps can be stowed as well too. So there's a quick lock connector here as well. And then you can take these if you don't want to wear it like a backpack. And I did try the backpack on with all the weight of the Helix and everything else that's in here. It was heavy. It didn't want to pull me over backwards. I was able to balance my weight. And if I was walking around the NAM floor for, you know, a full day, I would be dead. But if you're walking to and from the car or the van, whatever, to your gig, carrying a guitar in each hand, not a problem. It wouldn't kill you. But you can put these straps away, which is cool, and carry it with 2 handles. I'll show you the different ways you can carry it. Okay, so I'm doing my best here one-handed, and I'll unclick the other straps. They stow away here as well. I won't do it down at the bottom, just for argument's sake and speed's sake. But at the very bottom of it as well, right here, there's a spot, like a hole in here, that you can put all the bottom straps in as well too. So now you carry it from the top with the top handle here, or you carry it from this side handle as well too, whichever you want to carry. This is probably how I would carry it. I would carry it like that, or if I'm not wearing it on my back, and then I'd carry a guitar in one hand, or maybe a small power cab, so you balance yourself out with the weight. So there you go. You have to look those up on Sweetwater, probably one of the best places to get them quickly for Christmas. I do recommend it as a great Christmas gift, especially for people that have a Helix, because you know, you don't want to take the Helix out in the weather in increments, whether it's rain, even if you live in a nice warm area, a warm climate, the rain and things like that, you don't want to get your device wrecked. So let's scroll down and continue looking at some more comments. Pardon me. Let me see here. Excuse me. And we'll pop on some more music. Maybe we'll do some more music in a minute, and then we'll do some more discussion. How about we do that? Mark FX, line 6 ham sandwich. There you go. Love that. Stefan, it says, hello, Eric. Have a good jam with all of us. For sure, I will do that. Joe Hurry saying hi to Sean. I think I saw Sean Zimmerman up there. Hope you're doing well. Very, very good. James is here. Hello, Possums, he says. And Fruitcake Tony is here saying, what's up? Nice to have you here as well, too. We've got a bunch of people jumping in. This is very, very nice. So I think maybe what we'll do, why don't we do some Variax for a minute? We talked about Variax here for a second. I've got my Shuriken Variax hooked up. And that's one of the cool things as well, too, with Helix. There's multiple routing. I could have so many different inputs into Helix at one time and have all different guitars ready to go, different wirelesses, quarter-inch cables, VDI cables, as I just talked about. So normally I run the Line 6 relay, the G10 relay for one channel. And I always keep a VDI cable plugged in as well, too. So the Variax is hooked up via VDI. And the reason why I want that is because I want to be able to do some of the special tricks that the Variax guitar is capable of that you can't do necessarily with your, well, as long as you have a battery in your guitar. But I never keep batteries in my Variax because they can die, right? Whereas you're powered up with the VDI cable, you always have power. So let's grab that one right now. I think it should be within reach. It is, of course. And let's see, I should be able to just roll my volume on, and I should have tone. And the operable word is should have. I think I muted the Helix. Let's have a look. I must have. And I did. All right, let's pop on some tunes. Now, I'm back into standard tuning now, because with the Variax, normally you want to keep it in standard tuning, and then from there, you do all the special tricks. Maybe before we play one of my songs, I'll jump over to another preset. Let's go over to one of my, I showed a lot of people this, but other people like to see it as well, too. Let's go over here. Multi-tunings I have. Let's see what I have in tunings. These are all custom tunings. So there's a Dadgad tuning. And 6-string Brian says, I like Les Paul. So I know you do. Me too. I'll play the Les Paul tonight just for you. So there's Dadgad. Here's an open G standard. Here's an open D standard. What I'm doing here too, I'm just stepping on my Helix control, and these are snapshots I've made within a preset to change the tuning of the guitar. Isn't that nice? Okay, so we'll go to just a standard Martin here. Try a lighter pick. Play this all day. Now, this is kind of a good thing too, because my condenser here has a gate. If I'm not making too much noise, it won't make any, you won't hear any sound. Oh, we have Phoenix in the chat as well too. Thank you, Phoenix, for jumping in. I miss you. We got to get you back on the show here very, very soon. Check out Phoenix, man. Talk about a shred sensation. So the same thing, same idea as I showed you different custom tunings. This is custom tuning, but just dropping down pitch. So right now I'm in standard tuning. And with every snapshot I step on, I'm going to go down a half step, then a full step, and then 2 full steps down to show you what you can do with the power of this. I have another question. Renee says, comparing Helix versus Fractal, in your opinion, why do you choose Helix? Okay, I'll make this very, very clear. I think every modeler out there today is very, very good. Very, very good. I haven't had a chance to play with Fractal. I have tried Headrush. I've tried the Boss units, and I love them as well, too. I want to try Fractal sometime, and Kemper as well, too. I want to try them as well, too. There's no dealer in my area here that has, and actually, you don't see Fractals at dealers either. But I do see Headrush and things like that, of course, Boss in my local area. I think, personally, the Helix, I'm not going to say it's the best one out there because that would sound biased. I think it's the best. My personal opinion is it's one of the best. But the user interface is extremely, I mean, it's almost idiot proof. And a lot of people like myself need that. And I was listening to a really, really cool, this is a very good question. I'm glad you asked that, because this brings up user experience and user interface. And it's a big topic. I was listening to public radio the other day on my travels into the city. And I'm really getting addicted to NPR radio, public radio, really, really addicted to it. It's just a little bit more different than the mainstream radio. And it's where I learn a lot of my news. And they had this one guest on. I'm trying to think of his name. I'm going to reach out to him and talk to him. Cliff Kwang is his name. And he wrote a book, and you forgive me on the name of the book, but it's something like user design, and it's like the art of design over decades, right? And design, we take for granted, in user interface, user experience and user interface, two different things. But, talking to Junior, he's saying, well, what exactly is user interface? I'm like, oh, dude, you use user interfaces every day on your phone, your coffee machine, your smart TVs, Helix, and all these devices, anything electronic of some nature has a user interface. And he was talking about the story about, I really wish I could remember the other designer where a lot of this information came from. This goes way, way back many years ago, decades ago. But this one particular famous designer would sit in the cockpit of an aircraft, and he would get the feeling of what it'd be like for the pilots to, read the millions of controls, right? And then close your eyes, or the power goes out, there's no lights, and they'll be able to find these things in the dark. And that's a very, very important thing of user interface and user experience. And I know I'm going on a long tangent here, but I think it's a good way to explain it. And you got to think of these things too, like, okay, Facebook, and Instagram and all these things that we use on a daily basis. We know, us as the users, we can almost click, we want to do a status. We know exactly where to go without having to look for it, until they change it, of course. And then, they study these things, and that's why they do change these things. As much as we don't like change, they're changing them because they're watching our interactions. And they even talked about the like button. They talked about the guy who invented the like button. It wasn't Mark Zuckerberg, the guy that they hired. And the reason why the like button was introduced on Facebook was because, let's say someone says, hey, I got a new job. So you'd have, if the person's popular, 100 people saying, congrats, 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 congrats. So what they want to do to make interaction easier, and if interaction becomes easier, the more people use it. They made a like button. So now we can get away with going click, and that's the same thing as saying congrats. Now, if you want to be the extra special, like and congrats, and change your way to go, Bob, or blah, blah, blah. But that's user experience and user interface. So bring it all back around full circle to Helix. That's why I like it so much. It is so easy to get where you want to go. And then if you're lost, it's like you have your tour guide of hitting home. So long answer for Renee there. Hopefully that answers. But think about this too. And look up this fellow, Cliff Kwang. Kwang, I believe, is spelt, I think it's Kuang, but look him up. He has a #1 best-selling book on Amazon, User Design, something. It's a real long title. I'm going to get the book, and I recommend it just by listening to his speech on NPR radio. And, us daily users, we consume everything with user interface. You go through McDonald's and you watch the button say push to make your coffee or your root beer, all user experience and user interface. Mark Effects, what about applying slide? Did he say slide those presets? Yeah, you could do that for sure. As a matter of fact, it's funny that you mentioned that. I didn't have a slide handy here tonight, and the other night I was doing some practicing as well too. We had Gretchen Menn on the show about a week ago Friday, but I think last Friday, and a week ago this Friday, and she does a lot of Zeppelin stuff, obviously, with Zepparella. So I was watching one of her tutorials, and it was very, very cool doing a typical standard tuning and then an open G tuning. And what is really cool about that is what she does is in the open G tuning, she would never use the low E and the A string. So you'd mute those when you're doing these different things, and she'd do slide. And I was going to practice some of the slide work. Didn't have a slide, but I was still doing it without the slide. And here's the cool thing with Variax. Let's say I'm only going to use these, okay, the E, B, G, and D strings, and I don't want these ones to be here. Inside Helix, I can tell those strings to be dead. I could say the volume to be nothing, so I could whack those strings, the top ones, and no matter how hard I hit those two strings, it's like they're not on the guitar. So that's very, very, very cool. But yes, slide for sure. Yeah, it would sound beautiful now. I just don't have one handy, and I am the world's worst slide player. So, and I set my guitars, almost all my guitars, stupid low, and they wouldn't really be conducive with a slide. I could probably get by with this one with a glass slide, maybe not be too bad. So a couple answers. Jason Wade is here. A couple answers for you. I hope that helps you. Thomas Maynard is here as well too. So I'm just going to show you these other tunings I have with this one. So we're in standard tuning right now. All right. Okay, I'll step on the snapshot, I'll tune it down a half step, and we'll just do that same passage each time. Just show you how easy it is to change your tuning. That's a half step. Now we're gonna go down a full step. And yes, Nocturnal Butterfly saying, am I in live chat? You know what? I'm not in live chat. I'm not in live chat. I'm so sorry. She'll get that. She'll have a delay. Now I'm in live chat. I'm in live chat. I'll say, now I am. I'm new here. I'm Eric. I've only been on YouTube for 4 years. Come this January. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to drop down now 2 whole steps. Here we go, same passage. But howdy, Jason Wade. And I like that too when I'm doing some of those riffs I was doing earlier. Pretty cool. And bring it back up to standard tuning. Love it. Okay, so that being said, nice. Let's grab, we'll do this one for Brad Miller. I know Brad Miller's always saying, did you play my song yet? So we're going to jump over to, I'm looking, don't mind me if I'm looking off my screen. I'm going to use HX Edit. And I'm going to grab my triple. This is called Eric's Triple, and I'm using the Rev Gen for my Dirty channel. Okay, I think that'll work. All right. Okay, so we're going to go back to the line 6 mixer behind me. We're going to toggle. Speaking of line 6, Butterfly just posted my presets. Thank you very, very much for that. We have some really cool presets available for Stomp, Helix, HXFX, all that good stuff from Van Halen style to some just rock and roll. Everything starting from $4.99 and up to, I think, what, $14.99, I think, at the very most. So pretty cool. All right, we're going to go back to the mixer. All right, so since I'm in 440 tuning now with Variax, we'll play the version in 440. So I'm going to mute this microphone in a second as well, too. And, oh yeah, that'll come up for you next, Joe Hervey. We'll have to switch guitars, so he wants a hooker song. I'll switch over to maybe the Les Paul, and we'll keep 6-string Brian happy, too.
Where did all this time go? We've been
And we're back. Thank you so very, very much for Brad Miller, Jason Wade, and Thomas Maynard for the super chats. Thank you so very, very much. So very, very kind of you. I think I only saw a comment on Thomas's. If I missed Brad's or Jason's, Thomas says, sounds great. My neighbors here. Fantastic. Thrash Metal Riff says, wait, presets are worth money. I shared mine for free. Matter of fact, yeah, presets can be free. Presets can be at a charge as well, too. I have a dozen presets at least for free on Custom Tone. Go to line6.com, look at Custom Tone, and I have a bunch of presets for free as well, too, under Floyd Rose _5150 or Floyd Rose 5150. If you type in Floyd Rose, you'll find me. And there's a bunch of presets, including one that sounds just like that I was just playing. So, yes, there are some for free. But also there's premium presets that people put hours and hours and hours. In other words, maybe about a month's worth of time into presets. Those are obviously worth some money. When you do a job for somebody, you spend, 30 hours or more working on something, you want to get paid for it, right? And they're a little bit different than the average presets as well, too. So, so there you go. There's a difference between free presets and premium. And I've got both as well, as do a lot of us. All right, we're going to do this. I'm going to jump over since we're still here with a guitar that's tuned to 440. We'll do one more song here, then we'll jump over to some low tuning stuff or some half step down, and then we'll talk about 12 Days of Rockmas coming up. We've got some more sponsors involved that are giving away some cool stuff. Going to be a lot of really cool giveaways this year, and I'm going to keep an eye on the clock. We're not going to keep this a long one here tonight as well, too. Bearded Blues Dude is here. Philip Cockrum is here. AZD, I always have a hard time, so I'll just, Az is here, we'll say that. How about that? And see if I miss Metalhead Hippie. Nice to have you here as well, too. Thank you very much. I'm going to make sure I stay towards the bottom of the chat so I don't miss anything. Okay. And thank you so very, very much, guys and girls. I appreciate. It's actually telling me to sign into chat. That's weird. I can't. So I'm not going to be able to type back in chat for some reason. It's actually kicked me out of my own chat. Access 2084 is here. It says, what's up, Eric? So I won't be typing back in chat because I won't be able to sign in time here. It's very, very strange that it asked me to do that. Oh, hang on. Gary Tholander. Have a cocktail on me. Keep up the great content. Gary, thank you. Thank you so very, very much. I appreciate that immensely. Cheers to you. I'm having a cold beer as we speak. Thank you. All right. So I'm wondering, do I want to stay here on the triple or do I want to go to this new one? Just because I'm liking this one, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here right now on this preset. I created a new one with some really cool impulse responses that I'm working with a company called Infinite Rigs. Infinite Rigs, and I'm going to be working with them building a signature IR pack. And I might jump over to that one a little bit just because I really like the warmth of it. But this one's feeling really good right now too. And I just got to take back to Sandra because she's using voice to text right now, and sometimes it doesn't come across, and she's worried that I'm not understanding, and I get it for sure. Sometimes if you see me burst out laughing on the screen, it's because some of the things that she says, because she's using voice to text and it does not translate. It's just funny as all heck. All right, so we're going to stay here in a nice... I'm going to play the LG song for you. We're not talking about TVs and electronics. Here we go. All right, so let's mute this microphone, go back to the media player. I wonder if I can, let me just try this. Let's just see how good my gate is. All right, I'm going to see if I can leave this microphone on. We'll see if we can do it. Weak. Learning this system here. That's the only thing I don't like about the media player in here. It won't stop after the song, so I've got a playlist created, and I think what I'm going to do, if I continue to use this mixer, I think I'm going to take each one of my songs, and I'm going to add about 5 minutes of blank space to the end of it. So that way, if I let it run over, I got a couple minutes, I can get over here and hit stop. It doesn't let you stop. It just goes to the next one, which is, it's kind of made, if the band's done playing, you pop in all your MP3s, whatever, some background music if you're your own DJ for the evening in between sets. So it's great for that. So there's trade-offs everywhere. There's nothing out there that's perfect. And even this isn't perfect for me, but it's doing the job quite well. So that's the only downfall I find there. I got to go back and hit stop real quick. So I was going to say something else. I lost my train of thought, but we'll just put this guitar down. So we're done playing this one. We're going to jump over to some lower guitars, and then we'll wrap up talking about the really cool giveaways we got coming here right away too. I want to make sure I made some notes. Just make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. Yeah, I think we'll wrap up in a few minutes with talking about the contest. But I know Six Dream Brian is itching to hear some Les Paul, and Joe Hervey or somebody actually brought out a minute ago and said the stripper song. And Axis says, I tell you, Eric, Testaments of Legacy is my is his favorite for quite some time. He wants to learn that someday. So very, very cool. Yes, indeed. I don't know any of their stuff at all. Did have Alex on the show, which is great, Alex Skolnick, but I don't know any of their material to play it. But good luck to you. Chase it and keep on working with it. You'll get it. I know you will. If you've set your mind to anything, you can accomplish it. All right, let's pop this in here, and we'll do some of the we'll do some stripper song. This will be tonight's instance. We'll dedicate it to Joe Hervey. And I just did that totally backwards. I want to put this in first, my 45 or my 90-degree angle jack, and then the Helix. All right, and let me see. Renee says, bravo, thank you. Man, I tell you, after playing a slightly longer scale guitar, tuned to 440, than playing a Les Paul, I feel like I'm playing dental floss. All right, so we're going to turn off the condenser here for sure. And yeah, there we go. Finally, the Les Paul Beard of Blues says. All right, here it goes. All right, so we're going to mute the microphone. We're going to grab Fantasy. Pardon me.
One night, 2 days since
And it sounds like I've got another microphone still live over there. I just hit it there. So a good question from AZ says, how do you do that slide down the string thing? Okay, that's something I picked up from Eddie Van Halen. Not necessarily that he pioneered it, whatever. I saw him do it for the very first time in concert at the 5150 concert, the 5150 tour. So what it's doing is, the best thing to do is usually an open string. Find a spot on the neck. You know, it doesn't really matter where you do it, but you're going to do a series of trills and pull-offs. Okay, so and take the meaty part of your palm of your hand, and you want to just barely touch it on the string. And sometimes it's good to practice that acoustically without any amplification, because then you will hear it jump out. It doesn't really matter where you're doing the pull-off from. And you can get away with that and use it in just about any key, because it's an artificial harmonic. One of those harmonics is going to sound right somewhere in the key, or several of them. And you'll find, like, it's harder on different strings. It's hard, like on your high E string. You're not really going to get it. But some people like Joe Satriani or even Eddie Van Halen will do it, and they'll do it backwards too. They'll go like that. Let me see here. Now, so I'll try that one more time. Try it on the G string. And D string. A. And of course low E. Like that. So hopefully that helps. So this nice and light. The harder you press, you're going to muffle it. You're not going to get it out. Too light, you're not going to get anything at all. You can do it with your finger too. Like that kind of thing. So just practice that. It's fun. It's fun. Thomas spent 1730 on the shuriken. Should be here in 3 to 5 business days. And I'm not sure what she's saying after, because the voice to text got messed up, but that's fantastic. You got a shuriken. Very, very nice. Please let us know when you get it. Very, very happy for you for that purchase. Let me see. Okay, I think what we'll do here is we'll keep the Les Paul going for a song. We'll do one more. Let's mute this microphone over here as well. That's really bothering me. All right, so that microphone is muted. Okay, so there you go. So he got his answer. He's happy, I think. Awesome. R2 said, well, how are you doing, R2? He clicks the compressor on when I do that. Yeah, and that'll help as well, too, because it'll really make it jump out at you, for sure. All right. All right, we're going to try. Let me see here. We'll keep this one rocking. Mute this microphone again. We'll keep a couple more songs going here.
Switches away, come man.
I got a little carried away. Thomas Maynard says, laugh a lot. Well, it'll be a while before I make it sound good. I'm still learning. Dude, as long as you have fun and it sounds good to you or it sounds good to your family members or you're just having fun with it, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. You know, I watch people on YouTube 24/7 that can kick my ass 7 ways from Sunday. And as long I still have fun. I know I look up to them and I admire them, guys and girls that just can shred. And I take little things, little takeaways. You know, maybe tonight, maybe it's just that, okay, like that little thing. Maybe if you learn that, that's cool. And I know also in that song, I did that heavily. I did that on purpose just because we were talking about that trick. I wanted to show it again for people that wanted to watch it at home and kind of see where I was going with that. But listen, as long as you're having fun, then that's all that matters. But when it's not fun, put it down and go do something else, come back, and it'll be fun again, I promise. So very, very cool. Gonna make sure I turn that neck pickup back on. I tell you, I'm gonna kill that selector switch for sure. All right, let's see what else we got. A couple more here. All right. Oh, this is going to be fun. Let's drop this baby down. All right. Gary Tholander, if you're still here, you know the job. You have a job to do. Gary Tholander is on the clock. All right. He has to count the pitch harmonics and the pickups. I totally forget. Carrie, we need Guitar Hack here. Guitar Hack knows Les Pauls. Even Brian Cote may know. They're stock. They're not the burst buckers. I forget what they are. I totally forget. You know what it is? I don't even care. I'm sorry. It just sounds so freaking awesome. I forget what they are. So there's your honest answer. I could say they're the flux capacitor wired in series. I have no freaking clue. Go in here. There we go. Gary Tholiner's job is to always count those harmonics. The squeals, actually, the pick squeals. And Thrash Metal Riff has a good question. He says, just artificial harmonics, not naturals. So what I'm doing there, I'm doing a harmonic basically on the, I guess I'm doing the G string and the D string on the 5th fret. So I'm doing that riff in drop D. And this is, a lot of people have asked me how to play this. It's really, really easy. So you're doing the, okay. And then you're hitting the, and the secret to that is just get your finger out of there as fast as you can. Okay? And you can get away if you don't hit the D string, because the G string is the one that you want to hear the most. So, ba-da-ba-ba. Then you're going to go from the 5th to the 7th. And then the big tricky riff is doing like, okay, where I'm trying to get those squeals. Now, there's no rhyme or reason for that. Sometimes I do it better with a thin pick. Sometimes I'll go to my Dava, a thicker pick, and I can get them too. I find I have a better control for some reason with a thinner pick. It lets me get right on the string, pinch this pick, and pinch the string at the same time. So what I'm trying to do there is I'm trying to do this. So the main riff does this. So I'm counting in my head as I'm doing this. I'm thinking, okay, here comes the pick squeal or the pinch harmonic like Zakk Wylde. Don't screw it up. And when you hit it, it's just magical. So here comes the passage. There we go. Nice. Nice. Three times nice. A quadraphonic nice. So there we go. So there's that little. So there we go. All right, I'm going to bring it back up to, you know what? No, I think maybe we're done with Les Paul. We are 10:19. This will give me enough time for one more song, possibly two, but probably more than likely one. And we'll talk about the contest giveaway stuff, and we'll wrap up. Bring over, whoops, I'm going to break a headstock. Good thing that wasn't a Les Paul. If I had $1 for every time I hit a headstock on that mic stand, I would probably have enough to buy a private stock PRS. Hat trick plus one, there you go. Fun to play different guitars. It just brings different inspiration and mojo. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, what do we got left for you for songs? Week. There. Okay, here's one for you. All right, we got some Fly. I love this one. And actually, this guitar was used on this song in 2005. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I had to think for a second. Yes, it was. I used that and a late 70s Les Paul custom 3-pickup Black Beauty for some of the heavy parts in the song. What I like about this is this. I had to simulate a tremolo, a Leslie, as a matter of fact. So that's the effect we're going to go for that. So I'm going to play Fly for you, and then we're going to talk about this giveaway, and we're going to let you guys and girls enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. This has been a blast. It's been a blast. Okay, so let's mute this microphone, and let's rock.
hands on me. I almost feel you breathing. Come on, drives me crazy. Laid up bed with many, but never one to marry. This inside is scary, so let's begin this journey.
And that's it. That is all the playing for tonight's broadcast time. Let's put this down. Let's say goodnight to the guitars. Thank you, Black Roof, for performing as well as you do. See, I'm Dr. Seuss. I hope you didn't just see my underwear. Okay, I can get rid of the headphones now. Actually, no, I'll keep them on. I just like listening to myself. So, that is it for the performance portion of the evening. Thank you so very, very much. 10:27. I'll see if I can wrap this up in 3 minutes. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here this Saturday evening. Thank you for your patience while I worked out some new gear over here as well, too. So we took a look at the Stewart guitar, the Stowaway from StewartGuitars.com. They have a crazy sale right now on some surplus red ones, $5.99, $80 off the already low price, tell them Eric sent you here from Music Gear Network. I tell you, it's a fantastic guitar. I did not compromise playing that guitar. I did not have to adjust my playing. We talked about the Helix backpack. Check that out at Sweetwater and other fine, online retailers, whatever you want to call them. Fantastic way to transport your Helix around. We had some fun playing, and we have the 12 Days of Rockmas. Thanks to our beautiful Sandra Lee here, Butterfly and Ladybug Show, Nocturnal Butterfly, or has all kinds of different names. I just call her my sweetie. Last year, she came up with the idea of 12 Days of Rockmas, 12 days of giving, of cool packages of gifts from December 13th until Christmas Eve day, that's 24th. Boy, I can't do the math tonight. So every day, there's going to be a new video that goes up, and it could be a simple small package or a bigger package or anywhere in between. We've got people like Boss on board. We've got Line 6. We've got Wampler pedals. Just today, last night, found out Jim Dunlop is going to be involved as well too. Infinite Rigs is on board. Gary Holt, our good friend, and Gary Kramer are putting a fantastic package again together, just like they did last year. I know I'm missing a few people, but there's going to be many, many more. And this year, we've dedicated the whole website to it. We'll be launching that in the coming days. But thanks to the success of it last year, it was fantastic. It's just our way of giving back to the fantastic people here that support our channel, going on almost 4 years. January 16th of 2020 will be 4 years that we've been doing what we're doing as you see it now. I've been dumping videos on YouTube for years before that, but January 16th, 4 years ago, is when I started this thing that eventually become a show and become several shows and that kind of stuff. So it's a way to give back to you. And I see a couple new names here tonight that I don't recognize as always here. So maybe it's possible that you're new and you haven't subscribed. So if you haven't yet, that's key. You want to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, giveaways or not, because we work really hard to keep you as a subscriber. And that's a kind of a motto I profess to say all the time, and I mean it. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, turn on post notifications, and we will work just as hard to keep you as a subscriber as we did to get you. But also very, very important for these giveaways. It's a reward for the subscribers. And of course, I'm not gonna lie and say I don't want more subscribers. We all want more subscribers. Happy to have 1, 2, 3 of them, 5 of them, or 10 or 100 of them. And if you're a YouTuber and you have 5 subscribers or 50 subscribers or 500 or 50,000, congratulations, and celebrate that and enjoy it. But don't worry about numbers. But of course, we do want to add numbers onto our channel, because the more people we can reach, the more potential we can communicate with you, share with you, learn from you, and give you free stuff. So who doesn't want that, right? So subscribe and watch for the 12 Days of Rockmas, the second annual giveaway starting December 13th. We'll be announcing it here and many, many live streams coming up, how to do it. There'll be a registration process you have to go through, and let us know that you're subscribed and all that kind of cool stuff. And we'll have some, a couple small little tiny hoops. It's not going to be like, doing the hokey pokey and, walking in a single file line, blah, blah, blah. And something just flew by me. So anyways, yes, and Six String, I'm going to send you my postal address the minute I get off the air here. And I think actually, Brian, I have my post office box address listed in all my videos as well too. But I won't make you dig through all the description. I'll just send it to you. I'll send you an email or send you on Facebook right after this broadcast. How does that sound, Brian? Thank you so very, very much. Jason says the new studio is looking great. Thank you very much. This isn't my normal look, because I've got some guitars here that I don't normally have. They're off to I wanted to be able to grab some guitars tonight. And I'm sitting on a stool tonight, which I'm normally sitting in my office chair. I was hoping that I'd be able to get a little bit more background stuff by using the stool. I'm not comfortable with the stool, and it's just a little too high for my Helix and my pedals, so that if you saw me a couple times tonight reaching and almost losing my guitar, that's because I'm on the stool. My chair is much more conducive for that. Awesome. Sonia's here. Great show. Thank you, Eric. She says, Gary Tholander, talking to everyone else in the chat. It's awesome. Everyone. So that's it. It's 10:31. I went a minute past. Have a fantastic Saturday evening. I'm going to send Brian my address, and then I'm going to hang out with the fam here. And I really, really appreciate all of you. You mean the world to me. Thank you for the super chats tonight. Not necessary, but appreciated. And to be used back into the channel here, just like we always do. Your support is appreciated. You can check out our Patreon. Some people are also members here already at patreon.com/Music Gear Network. There's a $1 tier all the way up to about an $8 or a $10, $12 tier at the very, very most. We get all kinds of free stuff there as well too. And then of course there's our PayPal stuff in the link down below as well too. All different kinds of ways you can support. And lastly, don't forget to take a look at broadstash.com. You'll see a little commercial for it right now. All kinds of merch from all of our shows, plus all kinds of cool designs that are just downright cool damn cool. We'll say damn cool. That nocturnal butterfly Sandra Lee has created for all of you guys and girls to enjoy. Unisex, kids, all that kind of cool stuff. See you real soon. And until next time, cheers.
Hey, you're still here? Eric Jr. here, reminding you to check out our full lineup of quality merch. Available right now in the Broadstash Boutique. Quality products and fast shipping. Visit
And hello, Chad Husky. Cheers.
Hey, you're still here? Eric Jr. here, reminding you to check out our full lineup of quality merch. Available right now in the Broadstash Boutique. Quality products and fast shipping. Visit broadstash.com today.
Video production services for Rock Shop Live are provided by Design 39 Media. Visit design39media.com for all your website, photography, and video production needs. Microphones for Rock Shop Live are provided by Rode Microphones.